bring this up because I was reading it and I couldn't put it down. It's been making me sleepy all work. So the feature that I'm showing is the ability to type in the completes for you. So there I had just typed in the girl, and Google understands that it's very likely I want the girl with the dragon tattoo. And this saves my typing for me. I can go ahead and select that. Other kind of neat things we've added to this feature are, so if I do weather in Santa Clara, it will complete the query for me, but then you'll see at the bottom here, we'll just show you the weather right now. And that will, without you having to select or click, you can see the weather right there. And we've just added a feature in the past couple of weeks which includes the notion of local. So if I type in restaurants in, it knows, Google understands that I'm here in Santa Clara, and if I go, and it suggests California locations. If I go ahead and type S, it gets even closer. Santana Row, San Jose, San Mateo, these are the suggestions for me because it gets that I'm here in California. And so why I'm showing you this feature is because this was developed as a 20% project. This started out with an engineer saying, hey, I've got a great idea and this is something that I want to work on. And the environment at Google said that's okay. And then the history of it is that then he brought along someone like me, a product manager, and said, hey, can you help me figure out how to make this live? And they figured out how to make it live. And now it's a big program at Google, and it shows up on all of your searches, and it's really a great help to users. So it's a neat way whereby one of these principles, you can see turn into a project. And let me take you through another example. This next example is something called, we call it translated search. And what this does is, this is actually, it's really neat. What this does is it goes ahead and translates content that's written in other languages and brings it back so that you can see it in English. Or if you were speaking another language, it could translate English documents and bring them back to you. So the story here is, say I want to go on a bicycle trip to the south of France, and I want to know what good cycling routes are. And I've been searching, I haven't found anything good, so I want to go, and I actually just want to search in French because I know that people in forums in France are talking about these things. Now, it's hard for me to do that because I don't speak a word of French. And what I can do with translated search is I could go type in cycling in the south of France, and I can click on translate and search. And what it does is it goes and translates my search into French, does that search in French, and then translates these documents back into English. And I could go ahead and click on one of these, and now all of a sudden I'm in like this French forum, and this has been translated back to English, but I'm reading what French people have said about these cycling routes. And I think that's pretty neat. And I bring this up because this is an example of our share everything principle. So how many of you have heard of Google Translate? Yeah, so Google Translate's an awesome and popular technology. And the two technologies needed to make this demo that I showed you work, and it's not really a demo, it's live to the world, are search and translate. And I think this really highlights the share everything principle, because these are not two teams that work together usually. They're not teams that sit together. And the fact that we have such an open culture whereby people are comfortable sharing what they're working on, you can create pretty awesome products like this. And I'll just do one final example, which I think is pretty fun. And I don't know, somebody tell me their favorite band. Dave Matthews. So if we search for Dave Matthews Band, we added this cool feature, which is music discovery. And I can go ahead and, I think my sound is probably off, so that will, we added this cool feature, which is music discovery, and I can go ahead and play this song in line. Actually, I like this song too, so I could be distracted and keep playing it. So we added music discovery in this recent fall. And when you think about adding a feature like music discovery, you think, well, people want bands, they want song names. And so this brings me back to the principle of users, users, users. Well, what is it that our users want? And so if we do, if we analyze our laws, and if you analyze conversations with people, a lot of the times when you're searching, you don't actually know the band name, and you don't actually know the song name, and really all you know is like maybe a teeny little tidbit of some lyrics or something you've heard on the radio. So here's kind of my embarrassing story. I was on hold the other day, and you can see what kind of music I like, and there was a song on, and I was like, I wonder what that song is. And it goes like this. It goes, let the water come and carry us away. And what Google does is says, oh, those are lyrics from a song. And we understand that it's, even though it's not the name of the song, which is Wasted on the Way, we go ahead and take those lyrics and turn it into this feature. And this is a great confirmation for me. If I go ahead and play this song, I'm like, oh yeah, that is the song I was hearing when I was on hold. And I guess this is really kind of the nitty-gritty of what you're thinking about when you're developing products. Is what is it the users are really doing? What is it they really want? And how can we bring that into the product? And that's pretty much all I got. So I don't know if we have time for questions or.
Go ahead for questions.
Yeah, does anyone have any questions? No. It does look pretty interesting. I weave it into my talk.
How do you make sort of corrections to the products after you have them in the market? And the reason I'm asking is that Google Maps has gotten me lost about 3 times because the street didn't exist, or the satellite map has the wrong building, so you're probably like 4 blocks off. And how do you then go back and correct the product once it's in use?
Well, I think that in this case, the example of Google Maps and how that would relate to my life would be in something like search quality and search relevance. I think there's when we're wrong, there's no user attachment to our wrong answers. So we can just go ahead and fix it. And I think the only problem really is if we aren't able to do it quickly enough. And since we're an internet service, I know with packaged goods and other things, it's much more challenging, I think, as to how to roll out and communicate that something has changed. But for an issue like this, like data quality or search relevance, in search relevance, we are making about 100 changes a quarter. And so we're looking at how to make the search results better, and we're submitting the changes into our code base and pushing them live weekly. You have another question?
Yeah. So your MBA was from UCLA. If you look at Google Jobs or whatever, it says we recruit only at Stanford, Harvard. I forget the other Ivy Leagues that are there. So how did you get into Google?
This is good.